Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. Well, we're focusing now on some of those decisions that were taken only recently, the CJN making those announcements. We've got Mr. Wahab Shittu, a legal practitioner, also a lecturer in Faculty of Law, University of Lagos. Thank you for coming on this morning. Excuse me.
Thank you for inviting me.
Now, you, a practitioner, of course, you also handle cases for the anti-graft agencies. Some of these particular recommendations, I do know there's been a lot of call previously about special courts, how cases bordering on corruption need to be attended to in courts with the judiciary at large. Having seen that the CJN has said, yes, special courts now will look specifically focus on hearing and speedily determining corruption and financial crimes cases. This is a good way to go, isn't it?
Not only the good way to go, but also revolutionary and unprecedented. It's like we are about witnessing the golden era of the Nigerian judiciary, when we had the likes of J.S.C. Taylor, the likes of Idigwe, the likes of Esho, the likes of Obaseki, judges who were known for integrity, who were integrity-driven, who were patriotic, who are concerned about their place in history. I think Justice Walter Onoge has made a very powerful statement. He has demonstrated clearly his commitment to the anti-corruption war. He is determined to restore the image of the Nigerian judiciary. And he has also shown clearly his commitment to speedy determination of cases, particularly cases related to financial crimes. Yeah. This is a powerful statement. I think nobody should doubt the commitment of the CJN to these measures, because this is unprecedented in the history of the Nigerian judiciary. We have never had a situation where the judiciary will come frontally to identify with the anti-corruption agenda of any administration. It shows that the judiciary is making a powerful statement that the few bad eggs who are trying to tarnish the image of the judiciary will be shown the way out. And the council who refuse to subscribe to ethics can no longer have a field day. The measures are quite far-reaching and overwhelming. It affects the court system generally. It affects the integrity of judges. It affects the integrity of counsel. It affects the integrity of the justice delivery system itself.
But how far wide-reaching do you think that these special recommendations are going to go? Because remember, there were those who argued that, so is it that when these judges are taken from the cases that they're handling to handle some of these cases, what happens to some of those other cases that they're supposed to be handling?
Well, I think we must accept the reality of the fact that our courts are presently overwhelmed. They attend to a myriad of cases, not only financial and economic crimes. And our judges are working very hard. If you visit a typical court and you see the number of cases listed for hearing, you appreciate the magnitude of what we are talking about. So we need to assist our judges. We need to assist the justice delivery system to deliver on access to justice, to deliver on quality of justice. And one of the best ways to do this is to set up these special courts, particularly to address issues bordering on economic and financial crimes, because this is directly tied to the security and the health of the nation. If we talk of law and order, you cannot deliver on law and order where there are security challenges. You cannot deliver on law and order where the resources of the country are pillaged or looted. You understand me? So you see, law and order can only function in an atmosphere where financial crimes, there are special crimes, are reduced to the barest minimum.
But there are those who also say this does not necessarily mean that prosecution automatically means that whatever prosecution comes up with will be passed.
This is the point. If you examine the speech of the Honorable CJN of the Federation, he made all these points clear. it's a stakeholders problem. When you talk of delay, it's not something that you can blame on the judiciary.
Even though some say partly, yes.
Yeah, partly the fault of prosecution, partly the fault of the defense counsel, partly the fault of litigants. I mean, the investigative officers. So you see, it's a holistic problem. So now, what the Royal Act that the CGL has read is that everybody must be on their toes. It is no longer business as usual. Prosecution can no longer prosecute with lethargy. Defense counsel can no longer employ dilatory tactics to stop proceedings.
Is that going to be the case? Is that going to be the case?
No. All prosecutors, defense counsel, everybody have been involved in this practice. You understand me? Now, the riot act has been read to everybody. So I won't sit here to say it is the defense counsel. No, everybody is a stakeholders problem. Everybody has been partly considered one way or the other in forcing on us the element of delay.
Do we have enough personnel to handle this? I mean, special court. You've talked about the judges working real hard. They have a lot of cases they're having to deal with already. And now you're asking that, let's create special courts. Are there enough personnel?
You can see from the pronouncement of the Honorable CGA that heads of course have been directed to designate special courts, to designate certain categories of, to establish certain, financial and economic, financial crimes court in various divisions. So which means judges appointed for this purpose will only handle such cases alone.
That means you're going to have to appoint more judges.
If that is required, it will be done. I'm sure you are aware that we have a lot of people out there who are aspiring to be judges, who are also equally qualified. If that is what is required to drive this process. But what is important, and what has clearly been shown, is that the judiciary has demonstrated clearly that it is no longer going to be business as usual, and that a few bad eggs will no longer be allowed to tar the image of the majority who are integrity driven.